Welcome to Quantum Change. I'm Natasha Williams, and I help spiritual people to level up, to find their true purpose, and to be recognized for their worth. And today I want to discuss with you 7 reasons why you are not able to level up, why you're not able to get ahead financially, and you're stuck at the same financial threshold that you've been stuck in for years. And you probably found that no matter how hard you work, no matter how much responsibility you take on, or no matter how hard you studied, you just can't seem to get out of this threshold. Your financial thermostat is stuck. Now, the first reason is that maybe you're doing something that you don't want to be doing. And maybe one or both of your parents decided you should be a doctor, banker, lawyer, or something else that's going to be financially rewarding, or there is job security in it, or maybe you received a bursary or a scholarship, or you fell into this job that you're now feeling trapped in, but your heart is really not in it. And so you are continuing along a path that you don't really want to be more committed into. And so subconsciously you're actually sabotaging yourself because you don't want to be getting ahead in an area where you actually don't want to be in. The second reason is that maybe you made a commitment to yourself when you were younger. Perhaps somebody said something like, oh, she's so lucky, she always gets what she wants, or you took some comment that somebody said or constantly said about you personally, and you don't want anybody else to feel bad. You're probably an empath, and so you don't want to outshine anybody else. You don't want to show people that you're better than them. You might even be in a position where you see your boss or your competitors or your manager is not even as good as you would be in that position, but you hold yourself back because you don't want people to think that you think you're better than them. And there is nothing of value. You cannot be of service by holding yourself small. And your belief in what somebody else said about you is absolutely at the end only their belief about it. It has nothing to do with you. So even by you playing small, you are not serving any purpose whatsoever. Another reason is that maybe you made a vow of poverty in one of your past lives. You might have been a nun or a Buddhist monk or a priest, and that vow spans across all lifetimes. It is a vow that is set into the universe, and it's made for whatever reason you made it at that time, but it doesn't serve you in this lifetime anymore. And until you release that vow, no matter what you do in this lifetime, it's going to still have energy attached to it. Another reason why you might be stuck is that maybe somebody else is sabotaging you. Now, from the work that I've done with narcissists, they inevitably are involved in some kind of black magic or witchcraft or something like that. And whether they do it consciously or subconsciously, they might have actually cursed you or wished you bad luck. And so you have subconsciously taken that on yourself and allowed that to dictate your value. Now, you don't need to carry anybody else's curse. The biggest thing you need to remember is that you have free will. Nobody else's will can impose on yours unless you allow it. Another reason why you might be holding yourself back is out of respect for a parent. Now, there are, in the Bible, they talk about the sins of the father, and you might see that maybe one or both of your parents struggled financially to give you the education you needed or to be able to provide for your needs, and you saw them struggling, or you saw them really battling to, they didn't have luxuries or anything like that so that they could help you. And out of sympathy or empathy for their plight, you decided that you're going to also be struggling because you don't want them to look bad. The problem is that the whole reason why they did maybe struggle is so that you could have a better life, and you're actually then all of that struggle was in vain. Maybe they couldn't even provide for you. And if you look back in your family history, and especially on your father's side, you might see a history of financial struggle or a lack of a father figure. So whether your father was not, if your father was there, but maybe his father was absent, or maybe his grandfather was absent, you will see that financial stability comes from the father's side of the family. And if you don't heal that, it's going to keep perpetuating, and it'll go in towards your children and continue the cycle until you stop that. Another reason why you might not be getting ahead is lack of focus. Now, that all boils down to self-worth. The universe wants to give you whatever you ask for. So you might say, today I want a better job. And then tomorrow you wake up and realize, oh, I can't handle the responsibility. What if nobody likes me? And so you backpedal. And every time you set it out to the universe, I want this, and then you change your mind, the universe starts going and then it stops. And then it goes and then it stops. And you need to take that idea and take that focus consistently and focus on where you want to be and hold that energy. If you want an idea to take fruition, then you need to literally plant the seed and keep watering it every single day, day by day. You can't dig it up and then plant it somewhere else and then dig it up and plant it somewhere else, or just forget to water it every day. And so what happens is you want to be ahead, but then something else creeps in. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's self-doubt, or maybe it's just that you're not sure what it is that you actually want to be doing with your life. And so you keep jumping around from one thing to the other. Or you might be wanting to make that money so desperately that you're not actually focused on where your true zone of genius is, where your power lies, where your authentic self lies. And so you're trying to mimic everybody else. And in the process, you're losing more and more of yourself. And then lastly, you might be sabotaging yourself. And again, it's back to self-worth. If you do not step in your power, if you do not feel that you are of value, if you feel that you are less worth of everybody else, no matter how well you perform, no matter how much you can see that you are better than anyone else, no matter how much work you've done, you don't acknowledge your achievements. You always beat yourself up. You're a perfectionist. You think that you need to constantly be doing better. You don't allow yourself to progress to that next level. And the thing is, all that is just a next level. It's not the end of the road. It's just the next level. And you won't be able to continue growing and being more perfect if you don't allow yourself to expand into that next level. Now, all of these things you can work with on your own. I know for me that a lot of these things applied for me myself. But I also have learned that when you are not able to sit down with yourself and really ask the right questions, it's quite hard to figure out what the underlying beliefs are, what the beliefs are that you hold about yourself and what you're actually capable of. And I can help you specifically find out where the block is, where you are sabotaging yourself, so that you can get out of the stuckness that you're in and find yourself making that money that you always knew that you had, and shortcut the learning curve, shortcut the lack of self-belief, shortcut these vows that you made, the lack of boundaries that people have put in place that you have put in place, allowing other people to sabotage you. You're allowing yourself to play small, allowing your family genetic history, the story of what happened, to perpetuate in your life and just keep continuing on and on and on until somebody actually stops, takes a look at it and says, this is where it ends. And if you like, give me a call or send me a mail. I'm able to set up a session with you Mondays to Thursdays, and we can do a breakthrough session and find out where it is you're stuck. And then I can show you how I can sit down with you and help you to get to that next level in as little as 3 months. So I hope this video helped you. And if you like it, please share, please like. And also, I have a 16-day transformation program on my website. You can go and click on that link if you'd like to start doing some inner work on yourself and transforming those negative beliefs. But until next week, have an awesome week.